Well, there you are. Hi. Welcome. My name is Rusty Humphries, and, well, this is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. Coming up, why in the world should we give the Democrats the attention they so desperately deserve or desire? They don't deserve it at all. Check in. Let me know who you are, where you're deplorable from. We're also going to play James O'Keefe's latest video, more exposing the deep state. Charles is there, and Linda's checking in. Angie's there. Today's program is being powered by the great folks at Right Wing News. Also, Liberty One TV. If you haven't been to Liberty One TV, you really should go. They have great shows. Very powerful, very passionate, and very patriotic. That's what they should. I like that. Powerful, passionate, and patriotic. Go check them out. Also, today's show is being sponsored by the Humphries Group. The what? Yeah, the Humphries Group. That's me. And if you have a family, you should listen up, and you should take me up on my offer here. I've been talking about this for the past couple of weeks, and that is I have a business where I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help families. I'm trying to help make sure that if, God forbid, something happens, that the family is taken care of. I can help you with life insurance and mortgage protection insurance and things that nobody wants to talk about. And one of the reasons you want to talk about them is because, well, you don't trust some sleazy life insurance guy. Well, that's not me. I'm a guy that got into the business because I didn't listen to the advice that am going to give you out of experience. And I did not have life insurance on my wife when she passed away, and it's affected negatively my life, my family. And I don't want that to happen to you. So whether it is protecting your home, mortgage protection, your life, final expenses, any of those things that you don't want to talk about with me, your friend Rusty Humphries. And all you have to do is email me, rustyonline777@gmail.com. rustyonline777@gmail.com. Give me a couple of things. Name, city and state you're in, phone number where I can get a hold of you, and a good time of the day to try to get you a call. And I'll give you a call, or my partner Eric will give you a call, and we'll just see what it is that we can do to help. You know, a lot of times we don't even know what's on those policies, but love to help you out and figure it out, okay? Don't lose your home. Don't lose your assets. Just let me help, okay? And I can probably save you a ton of money in doing this, okay? Let's see here. What's going on in the news? It's kind of a crazy day today, and I love here. I can't believe, this woman that everybody is just bending over backwards for. Well, I need to say my piece, she says. Then they go, okay. And she goes, well, I need an FBI investigation first. What? What the hell are you talking about, lady? Since when does a private citizen get to dictate terms to the United States Senate when they are confirming and advising and consenting for a United States senator? Well, I mean, for a Supreme Court justice. When has that ever happened? What the hell? And Republicans are going, oh, okay, well, let's just bend over backwards for her. By the way, we do have a picture of her. This is quite interesting. It is a picture of the woman, and what is interesting about it is the only picture I've seen so far is one of her in glasses, and it appears somebody has, there we go, hold on. Somebody has been able to remove the glasses and give us a better view of what she looks like, and There we go. It's kind of resembles Hillary Clinton. Let's do a quick check, and let's see who we got here. Let's see. Hey, Cousin Paul's here. Hey, Cousin Paul. David's there. Jim is there. Jimmy's there. Linda, Robert, Diane. John is in Alabama. Steve's in Florida. David's in Livingston. Russ saying, hey, Rusty. Hey, Russ. Linda's in Tennessee. Robert's there. Tamara, Richard, thumbs up. PJ's in Mesa, Arizona, down the street. Joel is in Lubbock, Texas. And Mary's for the Show Me State. Ignore the Democrats. One day they will all be gone. I don't know. You know, you take a look at what we're dealing with, and it's all so childish. These things that they say, they're insane. You know, I have a friend who I went to high school with. Hey. And no, we never dated or anything, but I actually saw her in Washington, D.C. a couple of weeks ago. And she's very nice, but very, 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 very liberal. Very liberal. But we had a nice conversation. But she just posted something, and again, I'm not looking for, and sometimes when I posted some of her stuff, I posted because I want you to see the other side, and not something, she's not crazy. My friend is not crazy by any means. She's just, what's the word? She's wrong. She's just wrong, but that's okay. I'm okay with the back and forth. Occasionally when I've posted her stuff, people have attacked her on my page, and I'm not asking you to do that. I don't want that at all, because this is a friend of mine. But she wrote on Facebook, I believe her. Based on her statements, Kavanaugh put his hand on her mouth. He knew that her screams needed to be silenced. He knew what he was doing was wrong. Do not try to tell us that he didn't know what he was doing because he was 17. This is the highest court in the land and a lifetime appointment, and we deserve the best, not an abusive, attempted rapist. Well, my old friend Shamley, there's only one problem with your comment. We don't know that he put his hand over her mouth. This is coming from a far left-wing college professor who has been involved in the anti-Trump movement, been involved in all kinds of far left-wing things, and has also been called kind of crazy by her students. You don't think that maybe she heard that before? See, here's what I have said from the beginning. Liars tend to go one step too far. And she went too far and she said, I thought he was going to kill me. So I'm sorry, I don't buy her. I don't believe it. And, here's a female, here's a high school student. Hello, female high school student here. I'd just like to say that the emergence of this whole teenage boy should get a pass because they're not mature enough to understand consent narrative is probably the most unsettling thing I've ever witnessed. Who the hell ever said that? I don't know what she's even talking about. Do you? That's crazy go nuts. What I've said was I thought he was too nerdy, most likely. And again, the other guy says he didn't see it. Everybody that was in the area, they didn't see it. Nobody's ever seen Kavanaugh act this way. So I ain't know what the hell they're talking about. Leisha's there. Angie's in Alabama. Judy thumbing up. Mike's there. Rick's in Missouri. Judy's in upstate New York. How you doing? Someone with a different language, give me thumbs up. Thank you. David cheers. Randy's in Pittsburgh. David, deplorable in the Philippines. Sean's in New York. Sandra's checking in. Glenda's there. Nelson's in Utica, New York. Dave's in Connecticut. Huntsville, Alabama. Good job. And roll tide, says Kevin. Vilmar says the GOP will be gone. Bonnie's in Georgia. Bruce is in North Carolina. Clyde saying something nice, thank you. Robert, great to see you again. Rusty checking in from Montgomery, Alabama. I'm here almost every night, 9 p.m. in the east, 6 p.m. in the west, right here. on Right Wing News at Liberty One TV, and you can always get my podcast, the audio version of this, at Apple Podcasts and Stitcher and iHeartRadio and all kinds of stuff. Larry's there, Mary, Carolyn. A person dictates when leaders are weak. Republicans are afraid of women, says Bonnie. I can't argue with that one bit, Bonnie. Now, here's what's interesting. While the world is going crazy for a woman that has no evidence, no proof. Oh, here's the other one that Democrats are coming up with. What was it, 2008? Was the election was the last time that she, what was it? Is it 2008 was the last time she remembered something about this? Let's see, when is it? I think it's 2008. I want to be sure. Don't want so many. I think it's 2008. Anyway. So she magically remembers this in 2008 and says it in front of her husband and a marriage therapist, right? Anybody remember what was going on in 2008? What was going on in 2008? Oh, yeah. Romney was running for office, and there was a chance that he was going to win. And there was a chance that Judge Kavanaugh might have been put on the Supreme Court under a Romney presidency. See, it's so magical that this woman remembers stuff when it politically suits her, or when she politically is scared or politically wants to destroy somebody else. And if you can destroy a guy like Kavanaugh with an accusation like this, gentlemen, we are all in trouble. And ladies, you know what? I'm going to start accusing you. Oh, yeah. This is a true story. I met Hillary Clinton once. I did. It's a long story. I've told it before, but here's the part I didn't tell. And it took me until just moments ago to remember. We were in the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem. And I just talked to Chelsea and I talked to Bill. This is true. And I shook hands with Hillary Clinton, and she leaned in and whispered to me, and she says, "Oh, yeah, I want a piece of that love and meat." I was offended. I couldn't believe it. Okay, I can't say that with a straight face. I did meet Bill, Hillary Clinton, and Chelsea, but all I got for Hillary was just evil. Just a cold, dark. Lori, how you doing? Tina and Eric's there, and Tina's there, and Sandra and Jim, PA, and Samuel's in Louisiana, Marlene's in Minnesota. Candace says, looks like she works for Soros. Anna says, why didn't she come out and try to destroy Judge Kavanaugh when he's becoming a judge for the other courts? It's true. Dawn says, quit bothering me. Delete me from your broadcasts. Oh, okay, Dawn. I've got thousands of people watching, and I went after you, Dawn. I came looking for you. I can't do a show without Dawn being there, because Dawn has got his tinfoil on, and when his tinfoil's on, he doesn't like it when I talk to him, so I won't do it. Give me a Dawn. First of all, calm down. How hard is it? Tell me this. You're on Facebook watching, right? How hard is it to scroll down? Oh, no, there's a show I don't want to hear. How many liberal things do I see on my TV, my radio, newspaper, internet, bombarding me all hours of the day, day in and day out, and you get one chance to listen to something that's actually entertaining and actually true. That's me, your friend Rusty Humphries, and Don, I don't want to. Okay. Martha says that woman's student said she had a dark soul. Bill, how you doing? Lori's there. The answer's simple. You can't. Nobody can. It's just sad about Democrats, and just why are people giving them attention? They don't deserve the attention. Sounds like a last resort. Yep. She had it planned back when they thought Romney would be elected. That's right, Carolyn. You are correct. Washington State, Joyce is there. Gary's there. Suzanne. Come on, get your thoughts in order. Okay. You meet Hillary. You sure you didn't meet... What is this? You meet Hillary. You sure you didn't meet much? I wouldn't repeat that. Okay. All right. So I was talking about, all these people, everybody bending over backwards for this woman and Judge Kavanaugh. Nobody is talking about this one, though. Keith Ellison, who is not only one of the top Democrats, he's a very far left-wing Nation of Islam supporter, and his girlfriend released documents from last year, not 36 years ago, from last year, showing that not only was she afraid that he was going to have retribution, but that he beat her. And then she says when she posts this on Twitter, it gets deleted every time. What was it that she posted? It says, let me get nice close so you can see a good up close view of it. This is from a doctor from the hospital, date 11/28/2017, so right before Halloween last year. Patient presents for flu of anemia. Anemia was found by routine. It's been present for several months. Fatigue, hemorrhaging. She's been taking iron pills. She states that she was in a very stressful environment for years. Emotional and physical abuse by a partner with whom she is now separated. She did not have any physical injuries that required a physical examination in the past. She identifies the individual she was involved in as Congressman Ellison, and she's worried about retribution if she identifies him publicly. She feels that she is in a safe environment now. She's following with therapy and relaxation. She has reduced anxiety with extracting herself from the relationship, and she feels much better now. Those are serious allegations of true abuse, mental, physical. And this is one of the darlings, Ellison is one of the darlings of the Democrat Party. Nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody but me. I'll tell you the truth. Her lawyer, Katz, is managing director of an organization to stop Kavanaugh confirmation funded by Soros. That is true. Let's support this truth teller. Thank you, Mike. Thank you for being here, Linda. Reminds me of Duke University lacrosse team. Do you remember that one? Yep, I do. And again, if you want to support me, I'm not asking for you to send me a bunch of money, but we do need support. One thing you can do is go to virtualshield.com, and find out how you can stop your internet service provider from stealing your browsing history and selling it. Now, it's very simple. A VPN is your own virtual private network. Doesn't cost a lot of money, and it will protect you and your family. And this virtual private network is fast and it's safe. So go to virtualshield.com/Rusty. Use my name Rusty in the promo code. Okay, that's one way you can help. Number two, go to liberty1tv.com. Buy some coffee, buy some patriotic t-shirts, support this great network. Buy some things that would help keep us in business. Things are tough right now. Facebook and Twitter are doing everything they can to silence us, and it's making our lives difficult. You can help by doing that. Or, again, I mentioned this earlier. I will do it again, and that is, this is Life Insurance Awareness Month. And I know it goes, I don't want to talk about that, Rusty. Danica Patrick is the national spokeswoman of it. And if you are concerned at all about your family and what could happen, I believe the statistic is 90% of families who lose a loved one lose their home. And funerals are unbelievably expensive. And people say, well, I'm just going to, we'll sell the house. Well, why would you throw away an asset when you don't have to? When you could spend a couple of bucks a month. And here's the other thing I suggest. You get your life insurance for a little bit. Earlier you get it, the less it costs you. And leave that as the inheritance for the kids. And you go spend all the money you have. Go on cruises. Go do whatever. Have fun with your life. Don't save all that to pass along. Use that life insurance for that, okay? And how do you do that? It is simple. I've been telling you this the past couple days. Just email me. Very simple. rustyonline777 at gmail.com. rustyonline777 at gmail.com. Tell me your name, city and state, phone number, and a good time for me to call you, and what you're looking for. What can I help you with? Either me or my partner Eric will give you a call, okay? Won't take you long. Like a 10-minute call. Are you going to sell my phone number to somebody else? No. I don't have that kind. No, I'm not, okay? I'm doing this because I actually care about the audience. I care about you. You have been supporting me for my whole career. Now things are a little bit tougher, and so I want to help you, and you can help me, and life is good, okay? That's as honest as I can be, and I want to be honest with you. All right. James O'Keefe has a new video about the deep state. I love James O'Keefe. He always does such a great job, and I also, what I love about him is how much the left just hates him. And how they will do anything to destroy him, because it's hard to, well, he's lying about that. No, he's not. He edited. Well, of course you have to edit. You have to edit for time. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. You can't just put out 4 weeks of investigations. Nobody will watch it. But I'm going to play you part of this. It's excellent. James O'Keefe always does great work at Project Veritas. And let me share this with you here on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.
Deep throat type of thing.
We've heard about these leakers, people who send and receive confidential government information. During the Trump administration, our government is turned into a sieve. Leakers weaponize information in order to thwart a duly elected administration. People inside agencies like the Department of Justice often pursue their own radical agenda. The media, rather than expose these people and shine a light on them, often conspire with them, getting the scoop and leaving the people in the dark. Meanwhile, the deep state cabal gets bigger and bigger. But not on our watch, because this time, when it comes to agencies like DOJ and HHS, our cameras were rolling. I'd like you to meet Jessica Schubel. She's a former employee inside the Department of Health and Human Services during the Obama administration. Jessica Schubel knows the deep state. Why? Because she's part of it.
There's like a little resistance movement.
Inside? So did you get to do any of the crazy stuff with Obama, with the healthcare bill or whatever you guys call it?
The Affordable Care?
Yeah, the Affordable Care.
Yeah, that's what I worked on.
No way, you worked on that that was a big deal.
Yeah, it was. My last day was January 19th, so right before inauguration.
Schubel now works as a senior policy analyst at the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, but she is a conduit for leakers inside her former government department who are actively trying to obstruct administration policies.
Do you have any friends that still work there?
Yeah, I have a few.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can they screw them over?
No, but they give me information.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Nice.
Your friend mailed you the policy that was about to come into effect. What policy was it?
It was the policy that allows the work requirement allows states to require Medicaid beneficiaries to work in order to get coverage.
Okay. and then she mailed it to you in the physical, like, snail mail, like the post office, and then you got it. That's, like, awesome. It's
it was, like, kind of like the Nixon deep throat type of thing.
Is the resistance just your friend? Or is it, like, a bunch of people?
It's like a bunch of people.
Oh, okay. And, they were giving you, like, or they were giving you information to help. So they were leaking information to you.
Be able to help on the outside.
To help on the outside. And then you were able to forward that to lawyers?
Yeah, yes, or reporters.
Oh, nice. And then they were able to, like, help craft public opinion so that when that came out, people were basically like...
Sometimes it works that way, sometimes it doesn't. So, like, the letter, like my letter that was rescinded, I didn't have a heads up that was happening.
Okay, what did you have a heads up on stuff?
Sometimes precedent setting approval, or policy that they were writing, they would give me a heads up on.
When the president was writing a policy, or
no, when the health department was writing the policy.
Okay, and so they would write a policy, and your friend would send it to you, and then you were able to craft opinion pieces.
Sometimes I got it. When I had another friend that was actually still there, and she would print things and then mail me copy. But
like physical mail or email, because she's not allowed to send it through email. Thank you. Your friend mailed you information. Even though she technically probably wasn't supposed to.
Definitely wasn't supposed to.
So she sent you what the administration was about to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's so illegal about it? Just that you could write an article earlier than you otherwise could, or what's the big deal?
Everything else is the same.
Oh, government information.
Yeah.
So your friend mailed you confidential government information that's illegal to mail.
Right.
And then you were able to write about that.
Right.
Is it illegal to receive it?
Probably.
We got illegal leaks. We got people receiving leaks. It's almost like we need a plumber. Instead, we have a lawyer. Steve, Jessica says she's breaking the law accepting this information. What say you?
Well, she's probably protected by the First Amendment if she's on the receiving end of the information. So unless she's hacking or playing some kind of active role in stealing documents, that would be another story. Her source, on the other hand, is probably at the very least violating what the regulations call the basic obligations of public service.
Schubel says this resistance movement is active and committed.
I actually was talking to someone before I left my house, and he was just telling me what's going on and what they're thinking and policy stuff.
What can we do to slow Trump down?
Yeah, I mean, it helps me because then I can tell other people, and then we're all prepared for when it happens, and we can do something.
Awesome! Hell yeah!
Yeah.
This is real. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is irrefutable visual proof of an official who is an HHS taking information that was illegally given to her in order to thwart the executive branch's policies. Bill?
Absolutely, James. You cannot have a functioning government with people taking it upon themselves to illegally leak confidential information. Government cannot function that way. We cannot have a functioning democracy if people arrogate to themselves the ability to leak confidential government information.
What's the distinction between the transparency efforts that my organization, your organization does, and these sorts of leaks?
These people who are leaking from inside the government are doing it to thwart an incoming president's agenda. We are simply trying to expose the fraud that is occurring within the government itself.
Our investigation has focused on current federal government employees resisting. We found a lot of them by infiltrating the D.C. branch of the Democratic Socialists of America, DSA.
One of our members went to DOJ. She's pretty big into the migrant justice stuff. So people everywhere, Allison,
I'm a paralegal at the Department of Justice. Oh, nice. I work around the corner from the courts. That's how I got involved.
This is Allison Raybar, one of the leaders of DSA in D.C. This past June, she led a protest against Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen.
These kids will never be reunited with their parents because Kirstjen Nielsen's staff doesn't think it's necessary to make a plan.
That was public information. But what isn't public is how Allison Raybar at the Justice Department's Antitrust Division may be using federal government resources to further her resistance against the Trump administration. We caught her at a Democratic Socialists of America event preparing for a protest in the basement of a D.C. church.
So since a lot of your coworkers are like more leftist, are they trying to do anything?
Yeah, I wouldn't describe. I have a couple socialist coworkers who are like they joined DSA.
Yeah. Really?
It's great. But most of them are just sort of like regular liberals.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are lawyers, which is like the most radical group.
Okay. But are they doing anything to like fight against Trump?
Yeah, a lot of us talk about it. So most of them are like vaguely politically involved. So they might support candidates and do fundraisers, and some of them canvass.
Okay.
And then there's a lot of talk at work about like how we can resist from inside.
Yeah.
And there's like a lot of kind of like pushback, like resist from inside.
Yeah.
Raybar confirms that her Justice Department coworkers resist from the inside, then boasts about how difficult it is for federal employees to be fired.
Like what's kind of lucky is that the DOJ, we can't really get fired.
Yeah.
Her DSA colleague, Stuart Carafa, who works at the State Department, told us the same thing.
Nothing to lose. It's impossible to fire federal employees. I don't know.
Allison brags that one of her colleagues who works at the Department of Agriculture resists by directly slowing down food stamp reform.
We have a member who works in the people that distribute food stamps. Mm-hmm. So they can like take that away, and they're just slowing what they do, making it done.
What do you say? What
I wait until I just submit order approval on the 30th day.
Yeah.
On the 38th, we're just doing 5. Sometimes they do it on day 25.
Yeah. And what does that do though?
It just means that they can't start doing it. So it's like very small. Mine is just not a company and profits. But like that means what they're doing means that people are going to be able to stay on food stamps. Which is interesting. Which is like really important.
In April, Raybar led a protest on the home of a D.C. lobbyist.
Jeremy Wiley is a lobbyist for Core Civic. Is everybody ready? Let's go.
How they found Wiley's address was potentially felonious.
So we looked it up and we found a different address for him, and it turns out they'd sold that house and moved in like the last 6 months. So when we sent someone the secondary address, their license plate was outside, and it had a bumper sticker for a school their kid went to.
Okay.
I know that's very creepy, but it was very useful information. So we ran the license plate, and it was a car registered to Jeremy Wiley. So his car is parked outside a house that he does own as of very recently, and someone saw him through the window, which is also very helpful.
Also, we're able to run license plates through
We cannot do it officially.
Running license plates, but not officially. It appears as though they're using government resources to target private citizens, Steve.
Yeah, James, if that's the case, then we're looking at more violations of the Hatch Act, not just for use of federal time for political activity, but use of federal resources as well. In addition, I'd say it's once again a violation of basic obligations of federal service under a litany of regulations.
How do you guys find these people's addresses? Like, is this his personal home?
So Allison is paralegal, so her living is researching people.
Okay.
So she's very good at researching. So they just found the companies, and they find the people that run the companies, and they find their home addresses.
Got it. Okay.
How did you even find this place? Like, is it just all online?
We use public information on research, yeah. Anything anyone can find. When I'm off a hot mic, I can tell you guys about our research process.
Allison Raybar didn't want to speak freely because she was fouled around by a TV crew that day. LexisNexis is an online research tool with extensive databases for paying clients. It is an excellent tool for running legal background checks on people, but it is also extremely expensive. Was Allison Raybar using her Department of Justice resources for DSA work? Her colleague Natarajan Subramanian confirmed.
Because Cliff was telling me that she uses LexisNexis, but that's like a paid program.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she has used it. She uses it probably at work.
So that doesn't work. It's not
No.
Okay. So I was thinking like that's, I mean, pretty expensive if you get it for DSA, but I think it's great that she's able to have that resource at work and use it for DSA.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing that you would get fired for if you come about.
Yeah.
The things that people know about her and her activities outside of this organization, like people do not have the silver bullet or like the smoking gun or whatever. If they were able to get proof of that, so I mean, we're all walking that line in a lot of ways.
So is using the Department of Justice's LexisNexis the type of thing you could get fired for? Is Subramanian right?
Not only can she be fired, she should be fired. And I'm going to make certain the Attorney General of the United States finds out about this so he can take appropriate action. This is outrageous.
We've heard so much about the DOJ's abuses, whether it be Strzok, McCabe, Comey, but it's also important to note many of their foot soldiers are also marching with the same beat, with nobody holding them accountable. So we're going to expose them, because maybe exposing them publicly and identifying them may deter others from taking further subversive actions. And I'll tell you something else. Unlike the New York Times and the Washington Post, our stories are not going to be filled with anonymous, unnamed sources relaying quotes from other sources secondhand, months after the fact, with those attributions in quotation marks. Our videos don't need to take those types of liberties because our videos are clear, irrefutable content. But there is a deeper conflict of visions here between the journalist elite and the rights of the citizens to be informed. The perverse protection of the leakers and the resistors' identities have created this environment where this activity has been allowed to fester. See, transparency belongs to those who govern. Privacy belongs to the people. The lack of accountability has led to these federal workers not being afraid to be fired for anything, and certainly not for their illegal and unethical behavior. And if you think what you've seen here is bad, you won't believe what's next.
That is James O'Keefe and Project Veritas, and we will keep an eye on the latest, and you can always support Project Veritas. Go to their website, projectveritas.com. Have you sent me an email yet requesting information for your life insurance? If so, thank you. And I'll get back to you in the next couple days. If you haven't, do yourself and your family a favor. Email me, rustyonline777@gmail.com. rustyonline777@gmail.com. Your name, who you want to get covered, city and state, phone number, good time for me to call you, and what it is you're kind of looking for. Give you a call, see what we can do to help you out, okay? You want to have this done by somebody that's honest, caring, and has been through these situations, and that's what I want to help you with, okay? Do yourself that favor. Also, do yourself the favor of having Virtual Shield protecting you and your family's browsing history from the internet providers and the nastiness online. Go to virtualshield.com/Rusty. Promo code Rusty. Save yourself some money and get a virtual private network. Thank you, LibertyOneTV.com. Wonderful people, great shows, and some great patriotic swag. Good place to go and support these wonderful people. There's a new website coming up too called Spreely that you might want to go and check out and sign up for. It's kind of a new social media company that's coming on and coming up strong, and I hope you go check that out. Sean's in Minnesota. Audrey's there. William is there too. Carolyn, everybody, thank you so much for being here. Right Wing News, thank you. Tomorrow night, I probably won't be here. Friday, I might make up for it. I've got a new schedule coming up, but hopefully I'll be able to be here 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West. Every day starting Monday, but I'll keep you posted. Again, email me, rustyonline777@gmail.com. The podcast is at iTunes and Stitcher and iHeartRadio and all those places. May God bless you, and may God bless America. My name is Rusty Humphries, and this is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.